Good morning, everyone. Today is April the 10th, 2024, and I'm just sitting here after breakfast and just waiting for a few minutes to get ready to go and take Miranda to school this morning. I just wanted to get online and share some things I have in my mind and my heart that I'm happy. One of the things that I'm happy about is that Miranda, excuse me, Miranda's finally going to get a physical speech therapist to help her be more confident in herself and be more open to communication and to be able to express her feelings and be able to communicate with people and not be afraid. Somebody will actually be with her to help her pick up her head and not to feel ashamed. And it's after so many years, that I've been struggling with this issue. And I kind of feel bad. I feel good and bad at the same time. I feel good because they finally giving her the services that we were seeking for. And I feel bad because she lost a lot of time. She should have been already speaking like us already. But, people they're just inconsiderate, And it was more fighting with them to make them do what the doctor ordered them to do than them willing to give her the services she was entitled to. I actually had to get the principal's boss into our meeting. It was a meeting before spring break. Sorry. It was a meeting before spring break, and right after our meeting, after spring break, they gave me the news on the 3rd of April of 2024 that Miranda was finally going to have a speech therapist working with her, and I think she was supposed to have started yesterday on the 9th. I'm going to have to look into that. But that was supposed to be her first day, was April the 9th, 2024, with a lady named Diane. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. Keep on going and keep on fighting. The Bible says, blessed are those who fight for righteousness. If you see somebody acting ridiculous and they don't want to help you and your child, well, you have to go from one supervisor to another. Let me tell you how I found out. I had the OM, office manager, starting issues with me, and then I had I don't know, what is she called? I think she's a LGA, a learning guidance, something. And she also was giving me a bad time. So, it's just sad the way they target us, as parents. They look at us like we're causing problems, and when we're trying to get the best services we need for our children. And they were giving me a bad time because I didn't have conservatorship over Miranda, and my CBRC worker did not tell me until Miranda turned 18, and I didn't know about these things, so when I found out about them, I tried to move fast, what is a conservatorship? What do you need? Where do you go? Who do you talk to? How much is it? How does the process runs, And it's hard when you don't know certain things. But it's like you have to find out, and it's very, very difficult because you don't know. Excuse me. But finally, I started to investigate. I started to ask questions. I started to, go places and, just talk to people that I know that will really, really help me. And finally, I got the help I needed, and it was just chaos. I mean, it was chaos. Even with the CBRC workers, it was chaos because some of the workers there were not helping me. They were not reaching out to me. They were not returning my calls. They were not, they don't even have information on how to help you. I mean, I don't even know why they have a job, because they're supposed to have all this information to help you. And it's like, you that you're out here and you're not in there working, you know more than they do. So I investigated all this through parents that are suffering as well. And they've been guiding me, and I'm very thankful for these parents that's been coming out forward to support me and guide me and help me. And finally we got the service from Miranda, but I had to, and I ended up finding out that the AGL, or the LAG, whatever she's called, it's a learning guidance. So I found out that her boss is the principal from the school. And then I found out that OM, the office manager, is a principal. Her boss is the principal from the school. So you don't want to go with them if they are together. You want to go above them. You want to go to the principal supervisor. And if you can't get nothing out of him, then go through the principal supervisor. And if you can't go there, then it's time for you to get it into court. Find a way to get it into court. I know that people with a disability can have your fees waived. And I know you can have a case. So, don't give up. That's the worst thing you can do. Keep on fighting, keep on pushing. But don't be yelling at these people. Report them. Don't yell at them. Don't go over there and start yelling, because they use that against you, okay? What you want to do is find out their name, first name, last name, what position they take at the school. Go to the constituent office, I think that's the way you say it, downtown. Speak to Ivan Flores, or if not, you can just go over there and ask them to give you a complaint form. And if you're strong enough, you can even go to the office of the school and tell them, I want a complaint form. And if they start telling you why, just say it's your personal, it's just something personal for your personal records. Or you could just tell them, I'm just requesting a complaint form, and I really don't feel like, telling you why. They already know, because they've been harassing you. So when I go over there, I don't tell them why. I just, you can tell them why not get it, because what they're doing to your child, So I just tell them I need a complaint form, and they start telling me, well, is there a problem? I'm like, well, you'll find out later on. And then I just walk away, because it's no use of talking to them, because they're going to use every word that you say, they'll use it against you. And they will make themselves look good by saying they tried to help you, but you didn't want their help. So the reason why I'm telling you is because they had already targeted me. This is what happened. On October the 19th, 2023, my daughter, Miranda, she came home with a bruise on her arm. And it was early out, a Thursday. And she came home and she didn't show me her bruise because she had a long sleeve shirt on. She probably forgot about what happened in school. And she didn't show me till we were getting dressed for church. It was that Thursday. And we were going to church, and she showed me. Surprisingly, she probably just remembered. She said, oh, Mom, look. And she raised her sleeve up all the way up to here. She had a bruise like right here. And I said, oh, my God, what happened? And she said, in words, I had to make the sentence. So she said, dancing, table. She said, dancing, fall, table. And I said, you were dancing and you fell? And you hit a table. She said, yes, Mom. I said, oh, okay. But did anybody see you? She was like, no. And I was like, So I said, well, I started thinking, I said, I'm going to go and call these people. And then I started thinking, I said, it's already like 6 p.m. I can't. We're already getting ready to go to church already. So I was really upset, because I was like, why did they call me? Why did they tell me that she fell? Was anybody watching her? What really happened? Is it true? So many things were going through my mind. So what I did, I waited for the next day. It was Friday, the 20th. And I went to the school, and I seen the OM out there by the office. The office manager is a lady. And then I seen the teacher out there, a man, and they both were out there. And when I drove up, they were like, "Come on, Miranda, let's go to class, hurry up. And I'm like, wait a minute, wait. And they looked at each other like, what's going on? And I said, I want to know how my daughter got a bruise on her arm. She came home yesterday from school and she told me that, she slipped and she fell and she hit a table and she was dancing in school. And the teacher goes, we don't have no dancing here at the school. And I'm like, well, how did she get the bruise? And they looked at each other and they were like, we don't know. But when you come and pick her up, we'll have some answers for you. So I said, okay, I hope you have some answers for me because, I want some answers before the end of this day because it was Friday. So what happened is they went off and did their things, and Miranda started her day in school. And when I went back at 2 o'clock to go pick her up, I went to the office. I talked to the OM, the office manager, and I said, did you guys have some answers for me about how did Miranda get this bruise on her arm? And she was like, oh, no, we just been so busy. We haven't had time. We're short on staff. I'm like, well, where's the principal? And she was like, well, he's outside directing traffic because we're short on staff. And I said, oh, okay. So they didn't have no answer for me. So I walked out the door. And I said to myself, well, I'm going to stand right here until he finishes directing all the traffic out. Even though if I have to wait till the last car passes by, I want some answers. And finally, the OM came out of the office manager, and she said, Linda, can you move your car because we have more vehicles coming in and coming out? So I moved the car. I said, yes, I was going to do that anyways. So I got in my car, and I moved the car, and I walked back to the school. Me and Miranda walked back into the school, and I seen a teacher right there by the door. And I said, excuse me. I said, do you know anything about Miranda dancing yesterday? And he was like, yeah, we dance all the time. Every day we dance. And I said, wow. And I was like, something's fishy here. Something's not right. And he goes, I seen her dancing. And I said, because Miranda was dancing. She slipped and fell and hit a table. And she got a bruise on her arm. He goes, well, I seen her dancing that day, but I didn't see her slip and fall and hit a table. So I said, okay. And I said, well, that tells me one thing, that the teacher was lying by saying they don't have dancing there. So I said to myself, I said, well, this guy's telling me that now he's seen dancing, and he's seen her dancing that day, but he didn't see her slip and fall. So I was, as I was talking to him, a lady came in between me and him. She just came right there. And she said, stop talking to her. Don't say nothing more. Don't say a word. Just go back to your classroom and I'll handle this. Well, I said, fine, you're going to handle this? Well, I want some answers. And she just walked away. She didn't say nothing to me. She just walked away from me. And then I said, you know what, I thought to myself, I said, this is becoming a problem. So my only choice I have, so they don't accuse me of, or trying to turn the story around, or try to accuse me of causing problems there at the school, I'm just going to leave it in the police hands. I'll call the cops and I'll make a police report and I'll have them do investigation. So that's what I did. I rushed out to my car. I sat there. It was out of the school already because I parked in the side of the street. And I called a police officer and I told him everything that happened, the date, the time, and the bruise and the incident that Miranda had to school, and that they didn't have no answers for me. So I did that. And then the police officer told me, well, go home and I'll meet you out there to get a police report from you, make a police report, I'll make a police report for you. I said, okay, fine. So we didn't come straight home, because I always like to step out with Miranda after school. We go either to the store or we go shopping. We go do something. So I was like maybe like 30 or 45 minutes out. And then when I came home, I seen a note on the door. You know what they did, the school? They turned around and reported me to Adult Protective Services to have Miranda removed from the house and to have me arrested. So they turned around and called Adult Protective Service on me. And they when they noticed I wasn't home, they left me a little note on the door, and they said that we're sorry, we miss you. And I was like, I thought that was the police. I didn't even take it in consideration to read it, to look at it. I just seen it and say, we're sorry, we miss you, because it was in big writing. So I said, oh well, it must have been the police officer. So I stood home, and I just tossed the card on the account on the entertainment center. And I said, well, it must have been an officer. Well, I'll just, call him back later, or maybe they'll call me back. And sure enough, he called me and he said, I'm out here at the door. If you want to come out, or I can come in. And I said, yeah, go ahead and come in. And I explained everything to him. And, he got the report. And then he took pictures of Miranda's arm too. He took pictures, and they both took pictures together. And then I was suddenly, the officer said that he can go. I can go like in maybe a couple of days, maybe in a week, go pick up the report. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go pick up the report once it's already submitted into the headquarters. So maybe the next day I said, well, I'm going to read this paper, see what's going on. So I look at the paper that came, and I noticed it was from Adult Protective Services. And I was like, wait a minute. Somebody had called me before I read the paper, and they told me they were calling from Adult Protective Services, and they left a note on my door. I'm like, oh, okay, it was you then. And I said, yeah, well, you left you a note there to let you know that we came by, and that the school had reported that, there was something happening in the home. Sorry. And I said, oh, okay. So I talked to the lady over the phone, and the police officers. When I talked to her over the phone, wait a minute. I talked to her over the phone the next day. But that same day, on the 20th, that I reported it to the police. Later on that evening at 7:00 p.m., because the police officer came and did the report at around 3, maybe 3 or 3:30. And then later on that evening, I had Adult Protective Services at my house, the police at my house, and I had the sheriff at my house. And I wasn't home. We stepped out again. We only stepped out for about 30 minutes. So we stepped out, and when I came back, before I came back, I got a phone call saying that there was an officer here waiting for me. I said, I better hurry up and get back. So I came back home to see what was going on, and they were all out there ready to take Miranda from me, ready to arrest me, and I guess, to take me to jail, So the officer thought that maybe he would just hear me out, which he did. He heard me out. He said, well, we got a report that there's, abuse and neglection. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, from who? He was like, from the school. And I was like, oh my God. So I started to explain to the officer what happened, and he was writing everything down. And I told him, they didn't even know she had a bruise on her arm. I'm the one that brought it to their attention, and I wanted some answers. And the officer said, well, after talking to him for a while, explaining everything to him, he said, we would like to go into your home and see in the inside of your home. And I was like, oh, okay. So he came in the house, and he was looking around. He said, very beautiful in here. And he told me that I had like a little rock where I make like salsa in it's called mocajete. And I make salsa chile in there. And he was like, oh, so you're a home-cooked mom? I was like, yes. He said, yeah, I have my grandma. She does home-cooked meals, and she uses a mocajete. And I know that, when people have things like that, they're really good cooks in the house. I'm like, yeah, we try to do our best. So he started walking around the rooms, and he said, where's Miranda's room? And I said, it's over here. And I showed him, and They said, "Wow, you have a nice room. You have a nice, bed, and you have the headboard of the bed and the dresser, the two nightstands, a lamp, and you have all your clothes hanging. He goes, it's nice. I like your room." And the man said, he goes, "You know what? We're just gonna, disregard this because we see nothing wrong here. We see nothing wrong." So they disregarded, the taking up Miranda, and disregard, the report that they got in about me abusing her, and I told them too that I just made a police report at 3:00, and they said, "Well, just follow up with that and make sure you get that police report because it's very important that you have it with you." I said, "Okay," but when I had called the police the next day on the 20th. And I told him, I said, "I want you guys to run the cameras in the school to make sure that what happened. I need to know what happened to my daughter. She has a bruise on her arm. We can't disregard this." But like One for All and All for One, they all work together. All of them work together. So they run the cameras. They said they didn't find nothing. Well, I want to be more specific when I say they. The principal said he ran the cameras and he didn't see nothing. But Miranda was outside in the pavement. She was outside, on the back of the school, and they were dancing. It was a student's birthday, and they were celebrating a student's birthday party, and that was a special occasion that they did. But they never told me, and they said that they didn't see her fall. I said, "So you're saying that Miranda didn't fall?" He goes, "Well, I'm not saying she didn't fall. If she's saying she did, she did." He said, "Well, I'm saying that we didn't find nothing on the cameras," which I think is a lie, because this guy, he lied to me in the first place by saying that I was the one that put the bruise on Miranda. That Miranda said that the principal said the reason why they called the police on me is because Miranda was the one that said that I put the bruise on her. And I did not put the bruise on Miranda, because Miranda had that bruise when she came off for school, and she only told me she was dancing, she slipped and fell and hit a table at school. So, but they decided to clean up their act and report me to make themselves look good and make me look bad. So I said, "Well, how did you understand Miranda by saying that I put the bruise on her if Miranda doesn't even communicate with you guys? She can't talk." And he said, "Well, she said there was somebody that asked her about what happened to her arm. And she said, Mom. But she was trying to say, ask my mom about this, that she had already told me." And they took it the way they wanted to take it. And they said, "Oh, so Mom put the bruise on you. Okay, we'll just go ahead and report her," to show that they're doing a good job by reporting an innocent party here. So that's why the police came to my house, because they said that Miranda said it, in which Miranda don't even talk to them. They don't even educate her to have communication. And this happened on October the 19th, 2024, and when I brought it into the meeting, it was before spring break. I talked to the supervisor's boss, the principal's boss. And finally, we had another, and at that meeting, he had told me at that meeting before spring break that he was the one that reported me, because Miranda was the one that said, Mom. I told him, I said, how can Miranda say Mom? She just said Mom. And you turn around and just accuse me of something that I didn't even do. He goes, well, any child that says like that, we have to put a report in. But they were mad at me because I'm kind of enforcing them to pay attention to her, to give her the best education that they can give her, and the best tools that they have there to help her to get educated. So they were already, they don't like me. Let's just put it like that. And I was just so amazed how they function in the school, So I told the boss, I told the principal's boss, I said, that they had accused me of doing all stuff, and I have to, go to closes the case at the Adult Protective Services. I have to close the case. I had to go through a lot to, prove my innocence, and I don't even know if I have a record on me now because of what they did to me, but I have to look into that. But you guys, just be careful, take care of your kids, keep on fighting, and, go from supervisor to supervisor. Don't give up. Your kids need you, and I know you need them, and you love them, and you want the best for them. But the Lord says faith without work is dead. If you have faith and no works, it's no use of you, even complaining. But if you have faith, put your faith to work, and you're going to see God's glory, His blessings, and His protection over you and your child, and you're going to be able to get what you need. And don't let these people harass you. As long as you know you're innocent, you have nothing to fear, because these people are going to pay. They're going to pay. There's a lot of money in the system. There's a lot of money in the school. All you need to do is stand your guards and pray and ask God to give you the wisdom and the knowledge and understanding and the protection that you need to keep on pushing forward and to keep on fighting for righteousness, because these kids are being taken advantage of, and it's not right. And we need to stand up as parents and do something about this. So I hope I explained my story right, what happened to me, that they accused me, turned the story around and accused me of putting the Bruce of Miranda to clean up their act. And they try to have me arrested and try to make me look bad and make them look good. But I want to tell you something. In my meeting, this principal guy, he knew he was lying. He knew he was lying. He knew he did wrong. And he was sweating. He was sweating in our meeting. He kept saying, "Woo, it's hot in here. Aren't you guys hot?" And everybody was like, "No, we're fine." So he was guilty. That's called a guilty conscience. So, you guys, and if you guys need me in your meeting, you can get people inside your meeting to defend you, to speak up for you. Yes, your rights. You can get anybody you want in your IEP meetings to stand up for you. And what you need to do is you can invite me. I can go with you in your meetings. I can stand up for you, and we can see what we can get out of all this stuff. So my number is 559-652-1259. Call me, and let's protect our children. Let's fight for what's right, and let's get what we need. Don't stop until you get what you need. Don't stop. So God bless you. I gotta get going, and just you need prayer. You can also call me for prayer, and if you need guidance, whatever I know and I can help you, I'm willing to go forward and help you and support you. Okay. So God bless you. Take care of yourself. We love you, and make sure that you're not just talking to anybody. Make sure you talk to the right people, because sometimes we have a tendency of talking to the wrong people and we get in trouble. So God bless you. Take care of yourself and have a good day.